Welcome everybody to ESC Fan TV. It's Wednesday night and I have just one thing to ask my panel. What do we want?
Pabandom!
Pabandom.
That is not how we rehearsed it. Should we do that again? Should we do that again? What do we want? Pabandom! When do we want it?
Now!
Now, Jim.
Jesus Christ. What a way to start the show. Welcome everybody to ESC Fan TV. Tonight's all about Lithuania. That's right, this Saturday night Lithuania will choose its Eurovision 2021 representative. Last year, of course, it was the Roop with On Fire. And of course, because of the pandemic, they were unable to represent their country. But they are back, but not directly to Eurovision. They've had to go through the national final, which they, of course, are one of the 6 finalists which we are going to present for you tonight. So, Lithuania have had some interesting times at Eurovision. They've represented, they've been at Eurovision 20 times, and they've had some fairly mixed results. Their best finish was back in 2006 with LT United's We Are the Winners. I'm sure we will remember that. And more recently have done pretty well with Donny Montel, finishing 9th just a few years ago, back in 2016. In Stockholm, of course. We're going to say hello to our fantastic group of panelists, hailing from all over Europe. We've got people from Germany, from Cyprus, from Sweden, and from the United Kingdom. Just give everyone a wave, guys. Hi, everybody. This is your panel for this evening. We're going to say hello to them individually in a second. But you don't want to waste time, do you? You want to get into the nitty-gritty. But before we do that, tonight is all about you. And you get to decide who wins. That's right. You can vote for who you think will win on Saturday night in Lithuania. Vote menti.com, do that again, menti.com 45, 48, 40 and 0. That's menti.com 45, 48, 40 and 0. Hello, Tom.
Hey, Steve, you right?
I'm very well, thank you. I hear you're in the chat room with the chatters this evening.
Oh, yes. I've already been posting away some of the comments. Evening to everyone that's in the chat room. Keep your comments coming in throughout the show and look for them on screen. And I'm sure Stu will let me have the floor at some point just to pick out the best comments as well.
Not a chance. We know what the chatters are like, Tom. Let's get on with the show. It's song number 1 and it is Never Fall For You Again.
I never fall for you again. Never fall for you again. Never fall for you again. I never fall for you again. Never fall for you again. Never fall for you again.
So that's your first song of 6 for this evening. That's Valdemars Petersens. And in fact, this is their 4th time trying to represent Lithuania at Eurovision. It didn't go very well for them last year. They finished 11th in a heat of 12 with the song Wings of Freedom. However, this year is a bit better for them, making the final, of course. In heat 1, they were 1st with the jury and 5th with the public. And in the recent semi-final, they were 4th with the jury and 6th with the public. So went a little bit south for them. We're keen to know what my panel think. Tristan, you've been championing Lithuania as like you are every year. What did you make of this one?
I really like it. I mean, it's a sort of a nice cookie song. It sort of like reminds me of that Latvian song Cake to Bake from 2014. I like it. I love the broken English. In fact, on their YouTube channel, when they first posted their video, loads of people were commenting saying, "Oh no, the English is wrong. You need to change this. You need to change that." And I replied, and I said, "No, you don't. It's there's a beautiful history in Eurovision of bad English lyrics, and that hasn't done them any harm. Keep it as it is. It adds to the charm." And he actually liked that comment and thanked me for it. And I think it's intentional because his band is called the Breakhearters rather than the Heartbreakers. The Breakhearters. So I think they sort of like on purpose do bad English. So it's quite in the know. I do like it. I love the video, the original video with them sort of doing that boxing and that sort of like boomerang style, sort of like all going trying the man and the woman are boxing each other. And I actually used that video as the graphics behind in the semi-final. Sorry, in the heat. But then when they did the semi-final, they got rid of those graphics and put some really naff graphics in. And I think that's what cost them, because I think those funny graphics of the two fighting in the background is just adds to the cookiness of the whole thing. And I think they've missed a trick. It's such a lovely song. I mean, just like holding my hand, holding my soul, looking home. You should be down for the 1,000th time. Could it be that I wait? Just lovely, absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's really beautifully written song. I didn't play it so well because I'm in a cramped position in the cupboard, but it's just lovely, and I really hope it does well. It'll probably won't because the public don't like it as much as the jury do.
Thank you, Tristan, and well said. Yeah, that was a surprise. The playing of the guitar there. Phil and Michelle, are you going to have a fiddle?
Hooray.
Against you, I thought that was for off air.
I like
So-
this.
No, it's kind of dated 90s rock pop, but it's kind of quirky, isn't it?
Do you know what I've put down? They've got fake tattoo sleeves on their arms. And my lad was born in 1992 and he loved Limp Bizkit in 1999, and he had the little pull-on fake sleeves and everything and that. I thought, oh, it's lovely we've gone back to 1999.
I thought his vocals were a bit sort of Gene Pitney-ish, you know. Never fall for you again.
Gene
Well-
Pitney, there's one for the youth.
Hey! Oh,
I thought,
well, yeah, it was good. It was
all
good.
right, I
It's
quite
quite
liked
good.
it.
I thought you could do with a little bit more oomph.
Well, I think they've got good T-shirt marketing. We can all go out and buy a T-shirt, and if we can't do the Roop dance because it's too hard, we've got a simpler version dance there for us. There's something for everybody.
And who doesn't like a ukulele?
Well, at least
See?
it's not bloody bagpipes. I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil and Michelle. Matt, good to see you, by the way. And Matt, of course, is from Eurovision Bubble. Make sure you check them out. Matt, this is pleasant, middle of the road, but it has a certain something, a certain je ne sais quoi, not to coin a Hertha Björk phrase there. Could this attract voters on Saturday night?
I'm going to have to say no. I just sort of think it's okay, but yeah, I just find it a bit average. And I think to do well at Eurovision, you have to have something that really stands out. And for me, it's good, but I just find it quite repetitive. As soon as you hear the chorus, you hear it again, and I just sort of thought, oh, I've heard better. And overall, I thought it was good. It was catchy, but no, I just think that there's better songs in the national final for me.
Thank you, Matt. Tom, what are the chatters saying?
Well, do you know what? I think everyone seems to agree that, you know, it's a great song. This is from Andrew. He says it's a great song. You know, Donna, you know, quite good. Not unhappy when they won Heat 1. But the general feeling is, from Neil, it's an inoffensive song that's quite forgettable. In reaction to Tristan's guitar playing, John Boy says the UK entry's been revealed live on ESC Fan TV. Which I think goes down as a good comment. And Ian reckons that aside from the Roop, this is by far the best song.
There you go.
Which is interesting.
Can I just add something? Sorry,
Sure.
can I just add something? Did anyone else notice the bloke playing the electric guitar, that he stood and he played it as if he was front centre for Metallica, even though it wasn't plugged in and wasn't making any sound whatsoever? I think a special shout out should go to the bloke who took
Go
his
to the
moment
bloke.
in the limelight. Yeah.
I agree. So, look, if that's your favourite song, and it sounds like some of our chatters have got that rated fairly highly, make sure you give it all the love it deserves. Go to menti.com, click 45, 48, 40 and 0. And while you're at it, give this show a like or a dislike if you hate it. That's fine too. Give us some comments. If you're in the chat room, and there's plenty of you are, send your comments through to Tom. He likes to chat to people in the chat room. Give him some love. He likes friends. And keep chatting away. We'll put them up on screen. Click subscribe and make sure you ding our bell. Very important, that. We'll tell you why later. Song 2. This is in Lithuanian. I think it's the only song in Lithuanian in this final. It's Bae Paslabchu. Let's have a listen. So this is Bae Paslabchu by Evita Kololo. She she won season 7 of The Voice in Lithuania back in 2019. It's a ballad with a kind of modern twist, modern vibe. Let's go. Oh, in fact, let's see how she did. In Heat 2, she was 3rd with the jury and 3rd with the public. But it went a bit south for her in the semi-final. She was only 2nd with the jury and 9th with the public, so they probably weren't as keen this time around. Oben, let's bring you in. Oben from Germany. Hello, Oben.
Guten Abend, Europa.
Good to see you, Oben. Somebody told me you're a bit of a fan of this.
I mean, Stuart, I think by this time, last 1.5 years, I've been on this team and being part of this family. Everybody knows that every now and then I enjoy a little bit of a cultural orgasm. And as soon as I've seen a song title in Lithuanian, I'm like, yeah, baby, bring it on. And then my anticlimactic moment started as soon as I pushed that play button on that YouTube. I'm like, this whole song is just a boner killer. I'm like, the staging, the pretentious movements, then this trying to be flirty, but like it's not fitting on her, and 3 minutes of disaster. Couldn't say less, couldn't say more.
So it's not true you love it then? I've been given wrong information. Who knew? Thank you very much, Oben. Gustav, all the way from Germany to Sweden. I have a feeling you absolutely adore this song because we know you're a lover of ballads. She's a winner of The Voice Lithuania. Does that act as an advantage or a disadvantage for her on Saturday night?
No, nothing. This song offends me. It's so bad. Like, seriously, it's the worst song I have heard for, I don't even know. It's a really bad song. And her whole being flirty thing, it doesn't work. It's also offending me. Everything with this song and this performance and this artist is offending me. And sure, maybe she can sing great, but that doesn't do shit when everything else is bad.
Okay, so 2 thumbs down. Thank you, Gustav. Tom, you're also a lover of ballads. It has got a cool vibe, and it does kind of push along quite nicely. And there will be some that will like this. Are you one of them?
Do you know what? I find it, I'll be honest, non-offensive, Stu. The thing that amuses me most about this is how you pronounce it. Because, do you know what? It almost, when you pronounce it, Stu, it almost sounds like "Babe, I've slapped you," and that's just my own amusement that's been taken from that. But yeah, it's okay. I like it, but I'll be honest, there are just much better songs in this that I think are it's just going to get lost. Basically, at the end of the day, nice performance, but I think she's just making up the numbers.
There you have it. So 3 thumbs down from our panel. But what do they know? What are the chat room chatters saying, Tom? And you're on mute.
So over in the chat room. What have we got? Elliot says the portrait filming off phone in this is so infuriating. ESC Manga reckons sorry, but it's surprising that it's in the final. Neil says, I wonder, does she have an English language version standing by in case? That will tell you what she thinks of her chances. Joe is relying on us to educate her on all things Lithuanian this evening.
Comes to the wrong place for that then, isn't she?
And I think the comment in this round actually does go to Elliot, which goes, to be honest, I didn't think Gustav would like a lady flirting with him. There we go.
There you go. If Bae what's forgotten? Thanks, Tom. and I practiced that so long. Bae Paslabchu was your favourite, or at least the song you felt deserved your 12 points. Go to menti.com.
So you'll never get that out of your head now. You're never going to get that out of your
But
head. It's brilliant.
menti.com, 45, 48, 40, and 0. And we're going to move on swiftly to song 3. This is No. So I don't think I need to pronounce the name of the song again. It's by Titus and Benas, and this song is, it's called No, surprisingly. Second in Heat 1 and fifth in the semi-final. These are a pair of cousins, and they are, I think, taking part in their first ever Lithuanian national final. I'm going to come to Tristan, actually, for this one first.
Oh,
Tristan... Yes, I
Okay.
am. Yeah, I'm going to throw
Okay.
the manual out of the window temporarily and just get your take on this. I quite like this. It's one of them ballads that sort of haunts me a little bit in a good way, not a bad way. And is this a song that could potentially do better than people are thinking?
No, I mean, I wish you hadn't come to me because I really dislike it. It's my least favourite, not only of these 5, but it's my least favourite of all 26 songs, or however many there are. No, was it 21 songs that were in the whole selection? Really don't like it. It's actually been written by by Gabrassi, who we'll be hearing later, and I think it was the one that he wanted to sing himself. But in the end, he's gone for another one, which I think would be a good choice. I don't like it. I mean, there's no sort of chemistry between them. I didn't actually know they were cousins. Surprised because I thought there'd be more warmth between them, but they just seem so distant, especially apart from each other on the stage. I suppose that's because of social distancing. But I don't know. It was just. Sorry.
Thanks, Tristan. Marius, welcome to Cyprus. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you. Hi guys, how you doing? Good.
What do these
Okay.
guys need to do to elevate their performance Saturday night?
Oh, bless their little cotton woolies that they're cousins, but no. Cheesy, predictable. I mean, 2 guys singing together on the Eurovision stage is a bit of hit and miss always. The last boy duet that did quite well is Latvia 2005, The War Is Not Over, which was at the time one of the best songs of the contest. This is unoriginal, boring, and I think it's a waste of 3 minutes, and it's not the only bad song in these 6 songs, but they will get completely drowned on Saturday, I think.
Thank you, Marius. I just take a second to pause. I've never seen a panel look so depressed in all my life. It's like, I promise you people, we haven't dragged these people to come and talk about Lithuania tonight. I just think they're regretting their life choices right now. Talking of regretting their life choices, let's go to Gustav, because he looked like he's about to keel over a second or two ago. Gustav, is it
No.
a yes or a no?
This is a yes for me. I like it. I'm vibing to it. I'm vibing to it. It's what did I say before the show? It's the best of the worst.
That's what you said.
Yeah. There's one song I like in this selection, and or love in this selection. It's not this one, but this one is. It's fine. It's good.
Thank you. And Tom, what's your thoughts on this one, and also what the chat room's saying?
Well, do you know what? I'm going to side with Gustav on this because it's a yes from me. I quite like this. It's no surprise that it's written by Brassi because you can see his style coming through in that. And as we'll find out later, I'm quite a fan of his song as well. I think it's got a nice vibe to it. Admittedly, I'm not the best fan of the way it's performed because I don't think they get the best out of the song in the way that they're actually performing it. I'm not entirely sure what the idea is of sitting around an IKEA desk is in this particular case. But, you know, it does give me vibes of The War Is Not Over from Latvia. Okay. And that song, I think, was pretty exceptional. But I think, you know, this one has got that element of, it's very endearing. And I quite like it for that reason as well. You you know, but I'd just like to see the staging on Saturday, just to be slightly different, i.e. not sat at a table, just with a bit more oomph. And I reckon, you know, they've got potential to actually, you know, trouble the scoreboard a little bit. So, yeah, it's a yes from me.
Thank you very much, Tom. If that's your favourite, make sure you vote for it at menti.com. 45, 48, 40 and 0. And talking of thank you very much, that's the name of the next song. Song 4 is Thank You Very Much. Take a listen.
Thank you very much. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you very much. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you very much.
So, song 4 there, Thank You Very Much by Martina. Now, that song was third in Heat 1, but actually improved. It was second in the semi-final. She is a runner-up in the X Factor of Lithuania back in 2019. It's got, I mean, if you've watched it from the start, you'll notice some similarities to a certain Cypriot from 2019, the way she kind of walks on stage, struts her stuff. But is it Fuego in quality? Let's go to, I think, do you know what? Let's go to Mr. Fuego himself, Mr. Oben from Germany, who's actually from Cyprus. Oben.
I mean, Stuart, like these moments is like in my life, thank you Jesus moments. Like thank God this karma, or this higher power, whatever you call it, sends us these songs, these artists who wants to be what they want to be, what they want. Obviously, we know what they want to portray, what kind of artists they want to be on stage, but they are also the proof that what Eleni did, what Tanta did, what Ivi Adamu did, what Hadise did, what Kalomira did, what Eleftheriou did, what Serta Berene, what wasn't a good job. Everybody thinks that singing a pop song without big vocals is it's easy, will never win the juries. But these songs, like Thank You Very Much, proves that a pop upbeat female artist performing it and selling it is not an easy task. And thank you very much for proving all the haters how wrong they are.
Thank you, Oben, and thank you very much. Moving from Germany to Cyprus, we're coming to Marius. What did you make of this one, Marius?
It's not the worst out of the 5. As you've noticed, I said 5 instead of 6. I agree with Oben completely. Too many flashing images in the back, but it's not a bad song, but I wouldn't download it. I wouldn't put it on my playlist, and it depends on the staging. I think that's very important, how it will translate on stage at the final on Saturday. She seems to be quite good vocally. The song is quite upbeat, but we'll wait and see what happens. I think she'll be doing fine.
Thank you, Marius. Let's move to the Roop at the bottom right-hand corner. Phil and Michelle. So nice you could dress up for us this evening.
That's all right.
Well, why not?
Well, I don't know what they were watching. I think we must have watched a different version. But the version we watched, she didn't have a coat on, so it must have got chilly for that, you know, for when she did that one.
I think it was the 70s.
Was it the same? I don't know. Well, she didn't have a coat on anyway, but she needs to enunciate. I couldn't tell a word she was saying. It sounded like she had, like, you know, a mouthful of gobstoppers.
It's a good song, though. I mean, it's nice dancing song.
Yeah, it's one for the men. Here we go.
Yeah, not most of the men that watch Eurovision, but it was all right. Yeah, I think you're right, though. The pronunciation was a bit ropey. I didn't realise she was singing in English at first, but it was okay, yeah.
It was nice to see a bit of colour as well with the backing dancers, because a lot of the staging's been grey and dull and dark. We need a bit of colour in our lives.
I know. Ever since Duncan Lawrence, all the staging's been mean and moody, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that recently. Not that's a bad thing, but you know, there's a lot of it. Bring back pop and dance is my mantra. Matt, how do you think? Because she's improving. She's gone from third in Heat 1 to second in semi-final. Is this one a grower, and how could she elevate her performance even more?
I think it could be a grower. For me, the main problem was it just took a while to get going. It sort of started off okay, but I think to do well at Eurovision, you need to grab people's attention straight away. So I think to improve, maybe they could perhaps do something more at the start. I wasn't really a fan of the vocals either. I just thought, yeah, they're not very great. But I thought in terms of staging, I thought it was quite good. It was nice to have that bright red. But yeah, I think maybe changing the start and improving the vocals would be good.
Thank you, Matt. And Tom, just quickly, going to jump back to the chat room. How are the chatters? Are we keeping them entertained, or are they as depressed as my panel looks?
Do you know what? I think the chat room are having lots of fun with lots of plays on words, I think. I mean, obviously, you never came to the chat room for song 3, but I'm going to share with you John Boy's comment on song 3, first of all, which was song 3 determined to maintain social distancing by not even getting up, which I thought was brilliant. Elliot reckons, thank you very much, is cheap, simple, but good fun, my favourite of the 6. Whereas Donna says, no, thank you very much. There's exasperation that a woman walking towards camera is now copying Fuego. Lord help us. We've also got, thank you very much, we'll let you know. We've got no thank you, awful tights, and definitely not Fuego in any way.
God,
from Jeanette.
They're a bit bitchy in the chat room this evening,
I mean,
Tom, aren't they?
they're in fine form, to be fair. I think they're gearing up for some great. And apparently, I've also been told I look a bit depressed.
He does.
Indeed as well.
He does. Maybe it's a midweek thing. It's hump day, isn't it? I suspect everyone's just a little bit weary. But there we go. It's Eurovision season, guys. Wake up. Right, moving on. Song 4. No, song 5. Song 5. Where do you want to go? Home.
Where'd you wanna go? You said I don't care at all, as long as I'm with you. Oh, hands gripping my wheel as you told me how you feel.
So, song 5, Gabrasi with Where Do You Want to Go? Now, he's been in the Lithuanian finals 4 times before, and I think he struck gold this time. This is a pretty cool, quirky little number. He was first in Heat 2, and he was first in the semi-final. Is this the real contender to the Roop that we'll come on to shortly? I'm going to come to Gustav, I think. This is really nice. And I wonder whether this can contend the final with the Roop. How do you see this going?
This song is brilliant. It's the only good song in the whole selection. So, yeah, I think it should definitely be there. I can't talk. I'm so depressed. Okay. It should be in the top. It should maybe even win.
There you go. See, straight away we've got a contender for the Roop. Thank you, Gustav. Tristan, this is really highly rated. Can you tell us why?
Well, I mean, for a start, it's a beautiful song about lost love and whatever. It's sort of like pulls on the heartstrings, a bit like these songs do well at Eurovision normally. It's actually quite lucky that because this was his 4th choice. I've actually got to thank ESC Bubble for that little factoid. So great website. Do check it out. But I learned that is in fact his 4th choice of the songs. He wrote also No, which we've already heard, and he also wrote one of the songs that was lost in the semi-final, Shadows. This is by far the best one of those 3. So through serendipity, he's actually ended up with a great song, and I have a feeling that this is going to win the whole thing. I would rather Roop win, because that would be fair, because they were so sadly cheated last year from because of the pandemic. But this song, I think, is going to win with the jury. It might come second. It might come second with the public. I don't know, but I have a feeling that it might break lots of Euro fans' hearts by winning. It's really nice and it's beautifully constructed, and you can hear every word. I don't suppose that really matters too much. I mean, Roop also speaks very good English, but when you compare, let's say Martina, who you don't really know if in fact he understands what she's singing, to Gabrassi, where you just know that you can hear him. Great name. Real name Andrius Petrauskas, which I believe is Lithuanian for Josh Whittaker. Yeah.
As ever, full of insight, Tristan. Thank you for that. Oban, is this going to win?
Stuart, this is the only song that get a passing grade from me for tonight, for this national final. It's not an A, it's not an A plus, it's not even B, it's barely a C, but at least it got a passing grade. I think if the Lithuanian broadcaster would invest a little bit on the staging at Eurovision stage, and like if they manage to create a magical moment, the song is beautiful, the lyrics are beautiful, the singer is beautiful, the voice is beautiful, everything is beautiful. The staging was a little bit cheap and poor on this national selection journey, but if definitely a winner potential, definitely winning material. And once they made it to the Eurovision stage, they should invest in it. They should get professional help, and they should create a moment, and they should do very well in the Eurovision for sure. So
Thank you,
this is
Oban.
my favorite of the night.
Nice one. Thank you, Oban. And Marius, coming to you. How can they improve the staging? Does it need improvement? And if you were to improve it, what might you look at?
I think this song doesn't need any gimmicks or any special staging. I mean, his voice is really good. This is a really good song. This is the strongest competition to the Roop, I think. I mean, I'm discounting the rest of the songs. I mean, but I think the jury will love this. It might win the jury vote, and as Tristan said, this might end up second at the televote, or we might have a shock. I wouldn't mind if this gets picked, but just because I felt really sad for the Roop last year, because I think last year they had a winner, a winner song, and I think they should get the chance to go back to Eurovision, but I think this will give them a run for their money.
I see a few people shaking their head when you said that, Marius. Sounds like Gabrassi is favourite by at least some of our panel. Phil and Michelle, can you see yourselves beating Gabrassi in this final on Saturday night?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, when you said, how can you improve the staging? Well, my fellow colleague said,
Well, they could improve it by putting the Roop on the stage and getting him off, because it was dull and boring and bored me.
I put, I make notes because I'm professional. I put, well, I wouldn't get into a car with him. Oh God, it was a dirge. I'm sick and tired of a bloke standing on stage, just whining on. Oh God, it's awful. Just stop it now.
You get enough of that.
I know. It's just bloody awful. We want something a bit more exciting and a bit more colourful with a bit of oomph in it. No, it's shockingly bad.
Not for you guys. And
No.
finally, Tom, what's your take on this and what are the chat room saying?
Well, firstly, we'll go with my view. I reckon that there are going to be hearts broken all over Europe when the Roop lose on Saturday night. And they're going to lose to this song because this song is going to end up on the Eurovision stage in Rotterdam in May, or just by video link, depending on scenarios, but that's another story. Let's face it, it's got heart, this song. He's got the voice, he's got the looks, he's got the tune, he's got the staging. This is going to sweep on the jury vote. It tugs at the heartstrings, and I think it screams winner to me more than the Roop song does. The Roop song is good. Don't deny the Roop song's good. I just think this has got the extra sprinkle of magic fairy dust to send it over the line on Saturday night. In the chat room, ESC Manga says, yes, Gabrassi, my second favourite amazing song. Elliot, however, always one to be supportive. God, this is dirge. Nice voice, but God, this is depressing. And apparently, Gustav must have had a disapproving head shake when I started talking because it popped up on the screen. Neil says, this is possibly one of the best of the bunch, but it won't do the best in ESC. Is this the function of a national final to pick the best song or pick the song that will do best in ESC? Something UK fans have battled with for ages if you look at some of the songs that the UK have sent. And then finally, we've got from Donna. This time, I really like the staging and tunnel imagery. His vocal was good, but didn't like the vocal processing. It's never my bag, and he doesn't really need it. I think generally, we'll say everyone is really positive on this.
Kind of feels like a two-horse race, doesn't it, for Saturday?
It does.
However, there are plenty of other horses in this race, just not those that made the final. And I'd like to say a big thanks to Tristan for compiling the best of the rest. So sit back, enjoy. It's about 5 minutes long, so if you want to grab a beer, feel free to do so. And we're going to enjoy some little snippets of the absolute best. Thank you, Tristan. Enjoy this.
Oh, Lithuania. Again, in your quarterfinals and semi-final, you have managed to get rid of some real gems. Here are a few of the ones that you won't be seeing in the final next Saturday. First up, we lost Tomu Kazwan, the love child of Harry Potter and Louis Theroux, with Wish, who gave a memorable performance, bringing himself, if not the audience, to their knees. Jimmy Somerville, eat your heart out. Another one to fall was fan favourite Alda Gunda with Sit Down.
What are you waiting for? What are you? Mes norėjom šaukti, mūsų neparduos, neprarasim sielos ir vilties.
A good tune, but lacking the sexiness and cheekiness of her lesbian anthem from 2019, I Want Your Love.
I want your love.
Twosome were also back. You may remember them from their catchy song last year about being a Lithuanian basketball player. This year's effort was called I Love My Bear. From their musical video, they're clearly making a play on words between beer and bear. You think that they like their beer, but it ends up that they like their bear. However, in the live version, they ditched the beer altogether, so it's just about the bear, which made the song even more pointless. However, I'm sure you'll agree that it was still pretty catchy. The fabulously named Aste Broken Leg got as far as last weekend's semi-final with her song Home. This wasn't bad at all, but the highlight had to be the random bits on her keyboard.
That feels like home. Feels like home. Give me the love, it can get me there.
Sunday afternoon's Open was a veritable tour de force. Now, you may remember singer Velija Matachuyanate as Lithuania's 2014 entry Attention, where she didn't get through to the final, though she did win that year's Barbara Dex Award, so that's something. Now, Open is a really nice synth-heavy piece of electro. She's now part of Sunday Afternoon, and we see her first being manhandled by her bearded accompanist.
You're choosing safety. Skip your rendezvous, no time to waste here.
Who then, quite unbelievably, mounts her.
So keep your ears
Quite how this didn't get as far as the semi-final is unbelievable. So now Black Spikes and Indre Launikoite with Don't Tell Me. Now they were third favourites with the Lithuanian public in the heat, but the jury gave them just 4 points, meaning that they missed out to a ticket to the semi-final. It's a real shame. This is proper death metal, a genre I don't normally care for, but with an all-girl band it was absolutely brilliant. Had Lithuania chosen it, it would definitely have got to the final in Rotterdam, and it could have been touted as a dark horse. It certainly would have got the headlines. But the biggest loss for me, and the song that without a doubt would have brought Lithuania's best result ever, was the delightful gay anthem My Guy by Gabrielius Vangelis. It did really well in Heat 2, and it was the jury's second favourite behind Gabrasi, but it didn't do so well in the semi-final. Perhaps it was because he decided to dress in white and ditch the hat. Who knows? All I know is that this is my biggest earworm of 2021 so far, and I am convinced that had it represented Lithuania in Rotterdam this May, we would tentatively be booking hotels in Vilnius for next year already. So that was just 7 of the songs that you will not be seeing in next Saturday's final. I think they all deserve to be there, some of them more so than the ones who actually did make the cut. But what I hope that this has done is remind you not to just wait for the final in future. There's so much fun you miss along the way. I've been Tristan White. Back to the live show.
I think I'd just like to stop for a second and say a huge thanks to Tristan for putting that together. That's really, really good. Thank you, Tristan. Hope you enjoyed that as well in the chat room. Give your love to Tristan. Send it through. Really appreciate that. Some great tracks in there. Before we move on to the final song of the evening, I think I'm going to come to Tom because if you continue to watch ESC Fan TV, we're not just talking about live shows here, are we, Tom? We've got some really great content coming up.
Absolutely. Tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We've got going live an interview. Elliot's been talking to Terence James, who tried to represent France in their national final last weekend. They've had a wee chat. They're going to be talking about his experience of being in last Saturday's national final, his perspective on actually potentially representing the United Kingdom in Eurovision, and also he's going to be talking about his favourite ever Eurovision song as well. Don't miss it. It's coming up tomorrow night, 8 o'clock UK time. That's 9 o'clock Central European time.
Thanks, Tom. Final song of the evening, and it's the one you've all been waiting for. Well, at least some of you have. It's last year's Eurovision entrance for Lithuania. It's the Roop, but this time it's Discoteque. I think we'll go to the Roop first, bottom right-hand corner of our show this evening. Philip Michelle, this is an absolute banger, isn't it? This is, for whatever happens, this is going down a storm in every Euro club across the land forever.
Oh, it's brilliant. For me, it's better than On Fire from last year. It's a fantastic song. It's fun. It's got to win. Surely it's going to win.
Yeah, we need a bit of choreography like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like 500 people at the Euro Club, and this comes on, and everyone's slapping each other in the head. And oh, it'd be brilliant. We need a bit of fun in our lives.
Yeah, it reminded a little bit of Talking Heads in places. And I'm sure I read somewhere that this is now Lithuania's most streamed song on Spotify. So it's even beat On Fire already, which I think is pretty good going, seeing as it's not been released that long.
No.
So it's got to win. Surely it's got to win.
Yeah, and that's all I can hear in my head now is that's it. You've forgotten all the other songs, and it's just that's in your head now. It's absolutely fantastic. It's such an earworm. It will win by a landslide.
It shouldn't win by a landslide, and it's got a fair chance of winning Eurovision, I think. I know we haven't heard all the other songs, but it's going to do well if it gets to Rotterdam.
Yeah, it will. It's a winner.
Thank you, guys. And unless we don't come to you again, you look beautiful tonight. Thank you for making the effort to dress as the Roop. And as if they were going to say anything bad about the Roop. Talking of bangers, here's a man who loves a banger. It's Oban. What do you reckon of this one, Oban? And how does it compare to some of the other bangers that you've been familiar with over the years?
You say I like banging? What's it you said?
I said you love a banger, a bop.
Ah, okay, yeah, that one. Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah. Let's face it. This whole charade of like national final is just a massive setup to bring back. It's just to legitimize their victory and kind of making it free marketing for the new Roop song and blah blah whatever. We all know this is the winner of this Saturday's national final. But we have to ask ourselves this fair and square question: would this be the song last year? Would we thinking this song is a potential Eurovision winner? No, this song. It's just they just imitated. They just tried so hard to imitate the craziness, the fun, the awkwardness, the coolness of the last year, but they way crossed the line, and this is just awkward and uncomfortable. Doesn't seem natural. This dance moves and I can't love this. But I see that this is gonna be the one that's gonna win on Saturday night and go to the Eurovision representing Lithuania for sure.
Thank you, Oban. Yeah, ESC Fan TV TikTok challenge. Absolutely think we should do that, definitely. But like Daddy last year. Gustav, how does this compare to On Fire for you?
This is sorry. This is like a version of it. I don't even know what to say. I couldn't make it through the whole song. I just was so bored. Everything that I loved about the Roop last year, I absolutely can't stand this year. And I just I don't know. I can't make it through it. Not even for one listen. It annoys me that they try so hard, and it just doesn't work for me. And I feel a bit mad at Lithuania because now I have to sit here and have another favorite song when they have made the way for this bad song. Couldn't they just have chosen it so I didn't have to sit here and love another song when they don't want to send it? It's just like, get it together, Lithuania.
Gustav, do you think in some ways it would have been easier if Lithuania had said, do you know what, the Roop, you deserve to be there this year. Just go and choose your song and just get on with it and not have a national final, not kind of then see all these 30-odd songs go through with, a final of 6 and ultimately one absolute outstanding favourite?
That's what they should have done. It would have been so much better. Because let's be honest, most of the songs from this year's selection was not good. So yeah, they should just have sent them straight away. It would have been much better.
Thank you, Gustav. We're going to go to Matt next. Matt, is there any possibility that we come away Saturday evening with a massive upset and the Roop aren't going to Rotterdam in 2021?
No, I think this will win for me. I just wasn't really a fan of many of the other songs at all, but the Roop really stood out for me. I wasn't really a fan of their song last year, but I absolutely loved this one. It's so catchy, it really stands out. I think it's going to do really well at Eurovision as well. I love the dance moves, and it's great to see them back. So I think they will win, and I think it could be by quite a lot. I think in the national final, but we'll have to wait and see.
Thanks, Matt. Marius, quickly coming to you. Is there let's assume it wins on Saturday night. How does it compare with some of the songs we've heard so far at Eurovision? And because there's only been a few of them, and I don't want to get into everybody's top three, out of three, but in terms of some of the songs that we've heard already in national finals, where does this rank for you? Is it up there, or has it got some? Does it need a few tweaks to make it a real contender?
Okay, first of all, it's definitely up there. I would like to say that, in the past few years, we tend to compare songs with other songs. I mean, example, Fuego with She Got Me, or Fuego with Replay. I mean, at the end of the day, we need to understand here, and thanks, Tristan, for doing that video, because I got the chance to see some really good songs there, which obviously for some reason didn't make it to the final on Saturday. But we need to understand that we can't compare even On Fire with this one. The Roop has worked really hard on this track, you can tell, and they've used every kind of inspiration they have. And I think this could actually win the contest if they go to Rotterdam. It's unique. I love their quirkiness. The singer is very charismatic. Compared to other songs that we've heard already from other countries, you can't compare it. And I mean, I would be very, very upset if this doesn't win on Saturday.
Thank you, Marius. Well, we'll see what the chat room say. We're going to come to Tristan, then we're going to go to Tom in the chat room. Tristan, I know you championed Gabrassi earlier, but is there anything within you that doesn't see Roop winning Saturday night?
I mean, I championed Gabrassi because I think it'll win. I do prefer the Roop. I actually preferred On Fire, and I actually even preferred Yes I Do, the song from 2 years ago that they had. But the 99% of the people watching Eurovision, if this actually wins, won't know the other songs, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're specialists. We know we've got something to compare it to, but it's going to be brand new and fresh, and it'll have that freshness that On Fire had for us last year for the population at large. I think it's a great song. It's got a really strong message. How everyone can dance, and that even if you don't know how to dance very well, just dance because it helps heal your wounds and stuff. Fantastic. And it fits so much into 3 minutes. That's what I looked and I think, no way is that 3 minutes. I checked it and it was 3 minutes. It just seems like so much is going on in those 3 minutes. So yeah, it's really good. I really hope it does win, because that would be just fair. I have my doubts, but I think Gabrassi is a really strong contender. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the video as well. I love that whole Twin Peaks sort of feel of the checkerboard floor and the curtains at the back. It'd be fantastic if they could maybe bring that to the stage as well. Yeah, I just loved it. But
thank you, Tristan.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Open, you want to make a quick reply to a point that's been made?
Yeah, I wanted to claim my right of reply, because I did make a comparison between Roop On Fire and Roop Discoteque. But if you go back to the last week's show that I attended here as well, I am totally against people comparing songs. And the last time I was on the show, I specifically said this: we should be focusing on enjoying that song 3 minutes, and then vote for our favorite of that year. Not to compare this was done before, but this is so. What I compare here, the last year was so organic, was fresh, and this year is so wannabe. It's so obvious that they put all their effort to catch that win that they catch last year, and carry on where they left. And this is so not organic. Even the moves and the performance and everything came inorganically to me. So I didn't compare the songs, but I compared the effort, how much they put in to carry on where they left last year. That was the comparison I wanted to make, not the songs. Just wanted to clarify.
Good point, well made. Thank you, Open. And finally, Tom, I think this is an absolute stonewall winner. What do you think?
Do you know what? I'm still a bit team Gabrassi at the moment. I mean, the chat room, let's face it, there is a lot of love there. Neil says, I think the song will do the best job for Lithuania in May. We've got Donna saying, love this song, staging excellent, quite dark electronica, absolutely a winner. ESC manga is enjoyable to watch the Roop. Also, you know, thinking it will do better, it do as well, if not better, than On Fire. I'm not convinced personally. I think there still could be an upset. I think if the Roop went to Eurovision anyway, I think there would be a. I don't think it would do as well as the On Fire probably would have done last year. But you know, we say all of this, and then we go, well, why weren't the Roop internally selected? And Neil has the answer for us. He says, if Lithuania had internally selected the Roop, then the broadcaster would have had to find a month's worth of Saturday night TV, and their dear friends is the answer.
All they have to do is just broadcast what's going on in Norway and Sweden. That's all they need to do. It's not that difficult. That's what everyone else is going to be watching for the next month. Thank you, Tom. So we've been having a vote this evening, and we've asked our chatters to vote for who they felt would win Lithuanian final on Saturday night. I wonder what they've gone for. Let's have a little look. So thank you very much for voting. Let's close the voting down so we can't have any more votes while we share this on screen. Thank you to everyone that's voted. You have chosen, what a shock, the Discoteque by the Roop with 204 points. Second place, Where'd You Go by Gabrassi, and you can see Never Fall For You Again. That's a bit of a surprise in third place with 116 points. Thank you very much, which actually was actually written as something probably a little bit naughtier prior to it being changed back to thank you very much with 99 points. No, you definitely felt that way at 81 points. And finally, Bae Paslabchu with 69 points. I don't know if you can see Tom smiling in the corner there. There you go. That's Lithuanian done. So we'll see on Saturday night who's actually going to win, whether it be the Roop representing Lithuania for the second time running, or whether it might be Gabrassi or maybe somebody else. Because let's face it, you guys in the chat room rarely get this kind of thing right. So let's find out on Saturday night. I think what we should do, though, is just have a little listen to the Roop. One line. There you have it. We've got one more minute, and in that minute, we're going to use it wisely. We're going to talk about what's coming up on ESC Fan TV. It's the real slog of a season now. It's really kicked in. So what we got Friday night, we've got Norway preview at 9 p.m. Central European time. Saturday night, we've got Norway review at 10 p.m. Central European time. And Sunday night, the return of Melody Festivalen at 9 p.m. Central European time. In between that, sandwiched in between that, which is exactly how we like its interview with Terence from France. So make sure you catch that tomorrow at 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m. Central European time, Tom, or 8 p.m. UK time?
8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Central European time.
There you go. Just like to say big thanks to the panel. Big thanks to Phil and Michelle, or also known as the Roop. Big thanks to Oben, all the way from Germany this evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Fab. Thank you very much to Marius, who's all the way in Cyprus.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Thanks to Gustav from Sweden.
Thank you, guys. And I promise that I will be in a better mood the next time you see me.
There you go, he's admitted it. And then us Brits, because we make up the majority now, we say big thanks to Tristan, who's actually also partly Spanish, if that counts. We say big thanks to Matt.
Thanks, guys. Nice to see you all again.
Before I come to Tom, Tristan, once again, big thanks for the video. Really appreciate you doing that. And it was really well appreciated in the chat room as well. Tom, big thanks.
Yeah, good show there, Stu. And of course, you know, I'm going to leave you by yourself on Friday night as well, Stu.
I'm flying solo, am I? Fab.
You're going to fly solo.
There we go. We'll see how that gets on. Went well the last time. Not. Guys, we'll see you Friday night at 9 p.m. Central European time. Until then, Thank you. Stay safe, and we will see you then. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.